Hello, welcome back. My name is Alison, and today we're going to pick some piquant peppers, also known as pepperdews. And then once we've picked what we need, we're going to bottle them up, and I'll show you how I do that. Some of them are still a bit orange and not ready yet. This one's got a bite out of it, but I'll take it and cut it open and see if the inside is still fine, and cut that piece off and see if it's still alright. This one's got some big chicks. Oh. Let me go around the back and see if there are any more. There's a few. Oops. Yeah, I think that's all we'll get for today. The rest are still a little bit yellow. There's our cat on the, I don't know what to call that, the show cloth. Hello. Tucky, what's you doing? No, don't pinch. Yeah, let me just wash them up. Some of them I did see had a bad, like a bite on it or something. So as I wash them, I'll go through and just see if there's one that's not so good. I'll just put it to one side. Oopsie. Otherwise, the rest of them I'll just give them a good rinse. One here has had a bug bite or something, but I'll cut it open, cut that bit off and see if it's still alright on the inside. This one's a bit stained. There's all of them washed. I just need to spray down the table because my dog was on it. And I'm dealing with food, and so I don't need my dog on the table while I'm dealing with food. washing them, I noticed these two both had a bit of damage, so I want to start with them. I want to cut it open, cut that piece off, and just see inside. The inside, they're still perfectly fine. So I've cut off that horrible section, and so I think the rest of this will be perfectly fine to carry on using. So what I'm going to do now is cut off the top, scoop out the seeds, and then put these into jars. Bring this a bit closer. If I had gloves, I would probably wear them because it will burn my hands a little bit. If I had a lot more than this, I would go out and get gloves, but this isn't too much, so it should be alright. I'll probably feel a bit of burning later, but it shouldn't be too bad. But definitely, I would suggest wearing like rubber gloves or something if you're doing this, because it can irritate your skin a bit. I have sterilized these jars, so I'm happy to put them straight in once I've cut off the tops and de-seeded them. That plant that I got, it was a gift from a friend, and when she gave it to me, it had been out of the ground for quite a while. I'd say maybe a month, if not even a bit more, and it was just a little stick with some roots, and I thought, oh dear, I wonder if it's actually going to survive. And it definitely did survive, and it got huge, and it's toppled over, and I've tried propping it up, and it just keeps falling over. So now I've just left it on the floor, or toppled over. I think it will come to an end shortly because we're heading into winter, and then I'll prune it back, and next year try and keep it more manageable, so maybe a little bit shorter and bushier rather than so tall. This is how we're having them go into the jar. So it's completely empty with the seeds, and it's just this part. So far they all have fitted in these 3 jars, and I've got 3 more to go. So I'm hoping I'll be able to squish them in, and we'll be able to use them all in these 3 jars. I'm not canning them as such. I'm not like water bath or pressure canning them. I'm supposed to pickling them. So I'm making quite a sweet brine and then pouring it over, letting them sit in that for about a week before we use it. And it makes them not nearly as hot as I think they could be without the brine. That's all of them. So then we move all of this, and then we can go inside, make the brine. I'll show you what I do to let them sit in the brine, and then, yeah, then we'll be done. Okay, this brine recipe that I have is normally enough for 1 jar, so I'm going to just triple it today. Let me just find a pot. It's normally a half a cup of sugar, so because I'm tripling it, I'm going to put 1.5 cups of sugar. I'm just using brown sugar, but I suppose you could use white sugar. The brown sugar does leave a slight tinge to the mixture, but it doesn't worry me. That's a half, another half, and 1 more. There we are, so 1.5 cups of sugar. And I need 1.5 cups of vinegar. I'm just using white spirit vinegar. Half a cup, 1 cup, 1.5, and then 1.5 cups of water. Let me move this here. just need to bring it to the boil and get all the sugar dissolved, and it's that simple. So give it a stir until all the sugar has dissolved and it's come to a nice rapid boil. Yeah, I've got the brown mixture up to a rapid boil. So now I'm going to pour it into the jars. Hopefully I won't spill it all over the place. I'll try and get it as full as I can. And then I've got a kebab stick. I'm just going to poke around and try and get some of the air out. It's bubbling away. These ones. Oh, I stabbed that one. So I just need to go down a bit further. When I put the lid on, it will hold them in. They'll just float into the top. Whoops. Let me chop it up a little bit more. And then I'm going to just put the lid on. Use this, it's going to be hot, so I'm going to use a dish towel to hold it. Yeah. And then all I'm going to do is turn them over. So they are standing on their lid until they have completely cooled, and then I'll put them in the fridge, leave them for about a week or so, and then we'll use them from there, and they'll probably last about 3 months in the fridge. Thank you for watching the video. Please consider subscribing if you'd like to see some more things that we do around the garden, and then with the produce that we get from the garden. Hope you have a nice day. Bye.